Greetings everyone, I'm Napoleon Complex. People seem to really enjoy the last quick battle, so I decided to go for another one. We're fighting as the Elamites against the Achaemenid Persians. It sounds like quite a difficult matchup. Let's get into it. So as expected, my army is made up primarily of massed archers. I know that the Persians are going to have a lot of medium infantry, so I'm not actually sure that the rough ground would help me much anyway. That said, if we're going to stand a chance here, I'm going to have to make good use of the Elamite chariots. There is also the matter of the it's been a long time since I played this particular list, and I'm not really sure what to expect from the Persians either. So for the moment, I think we will bring that unit back, give me a little bit of tactical flexibility. We'll definitely need to make full use of the hill, so let's make sure our archers are fully in charge of that obstacle. Actually, looking at this, hold on. If we come forward just a little bit, we'll have 100 height advantage here. And the archers behind will be able to shoot over the men in front. I don't think we want to use this hill at all. We want to focus our attention on this hill here. I'm going to keep the chariot force behind because I don't know what to do with it immediately. Oh, I got more chariots back here. Let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to attach some of the archers to the chariot force. Now you might think this is awfully defensive, but consider the fact that we are playing against the Achaemenid Persians. They are definitely the better army, I would say. Do I not have another general? I feel like I should have at least 4 generals. No, just 3. Okay. I feel like it should really be my commander-in-chief who's in charge of the main force. Okay, that'll do. Since they're working closely in tandem with the skirmishers, I'll also give command here. Right. Let's see what we've won. We've got the Sparabara foot and the Iranian armoured cavalry. The Iranian armoured cavalry aren't necessarily immune to our chariots. Let's see. 1, 2, 3 of them. They are highly superior and heavily armoured as well. But chariots can sometimes do quite well against cavalry. Let's see, if we try and prompt their advance, I would say. I'm going to try to be proactive with my skirmisher wing. I want to try and annihilate those eastern archers there who are out on a limb. I think what we'll try to do is win the chariot battle quickly. Because I'm definitely not advancing into the open against that lot. The other thing I'm noticing is the Persian army is actually rather small. Let's see. If our chariots are going out for a desert wander, I want the generals to go with them. I don't usually have this much of a defender's mindset, but when you're playing as the Elamites, you really do need a defender's mindset. What to do while we're waiting is at least get our archers into the planned positions for defense. So if we just move forward, let's move our charioteers first then. We need to swerve to the left because we need to avoid the Persian immortals. We keep going in that direction. Also, if our chariot force can draw some of the archers and then withdraw in order, then that means less of their elite infantry hitting my archer line. So if we move to there, we'll then be in position to strike next turn, I believe. Yep, that should be fine. So I want to get as many of my troops within 2 range as possible without exposing myself to too much counterfire from the Sparabara foot. Not going to open up with long range fire. Let's get the archers into position finally. That's where I wanted them. Next turn. And the enemy skirmishers are responding. That's actually a good thing. Is that all they do? Right, because that... okay. Because we're out of command range. Thankfully, they should still be able to take a step back like this. And that's a cohesion test. Move in gradually. They've got rough ground across, they need to press forward. Okay, and that's fine. And the enemy are moving out their cavalry to respond. Clever. Because I'm not quite formed up to take this, am I? Right. We are within charge distance, so I can't just fall back. Since I don't think I'm in a position to really strike at the moment, let's give them the general. In fact, give them the commander-in-chief, because these 2 units are the ones that are going to be targeted. And what we are going to do is turn these units around. In fact, you come forward. They're going to come to here and start shooting, or they're going to charge forward. Actually, charging forward isn't a great option. I don't want to give them that option. Pull back. So they're going to come into this archer line here. That means this unit here is going to take the bulk of the fire. Now they're going to one of them shouldn't end up here. So right, we'll just have to be ready to get our troops into position to return fire. Thing is, they've got these nomad light horse archers back here as well. Next turn. Interesting. Yep, we have to endure first volley, but that does mean I get stationary fire against this unit here, so we're going to focus our fire here first of all. Let's hold firm. Let's see. Now, this could be very dangerous if I get this wrong. And boy, can I get things wrong sometimes. Good, that's a disruption. Just looking at our options, because I do want to engage this unit. No, it's only half arc of fire, but I can just clip them. Good, that's a hold firm. And given that they're currently entangled with my chariots, I think those are the only archers that can move. So I'll move these archers in, they can possibly make themselves relevant. But I will need to draw these units back the moment I see the enemy's infantry moving in. Finish off these idiots. It'll better just auto-break them at this point. Costs us a lot of ammunition, but we did bring them down. That's the skirmisher's job done for the turn. And that's next turn. That probably heralds the infantry's advance. Yep. Which means I need to be very wary about my chariots. They're very exposed and I need to get my infantry back to the high ground. Yep. Ha. So we should win that in the long term. They're only light horse. Given these are below average quality, it's been quite lucky that we haven't taken a disruption so far. Right, bravery. We've got enemy skirmishers pouring towards us. Let's take another opportunity to hit their cavalry really, really hard. Good. You know what? That unit can fall back now, they've done their job. Fantastic. So the threat here pretty much neutral. Right. We do need to get out of the range of those archers. So hold on a second. I'd be a fool if I didn't at least try this. Okay. Things might get messy for those charioteers. I'm going to get shot at whatever I do here. And those skirmishers are even worse. We need to at least try and cause a cohesion test there. I should have just stayed there with that unit and kept hammering this unit, because I'm going to get hammered by the skirmishers anyway. What to do is to try and draw them off. Let's bring our own skirmishers into the battle in the centre. Try and put the enemy skirmish force under pressure. There we go, disrupted them. And we should win this handily. Okay, 22% chance. These are really, really bad chariots. And yes, I know, workmen, tools, never blame them. But still, these are really, really bad chariots. Well, given all the fire that was going on, it was bound to happen eventually. Let's just be glad it's one disruption. Quite happy for the immortals to waste their arrows on my lights, frankly. Right. Good. And keep shelling them there. You guys can reach the relative safety of that. Okay. You guys can reach the relative safety of the rough ground. And if you can then cause a fragmentation, excellent. Try and hit them. Right. Interesting, I didn't actually want to catch them because I knew that was going to be a difficult melee despite the numerical advantage. So we fragmented the archers there. Let's see. You guys just get back to camp. Just get out of here. And you lot... Yep. Well, let's just get into position to break these armoured cavalry now. No, the foot archers will be able to take care of this. You lot get out of here. Just start to turn away. I want to hunt that. I want you guys to hunt down the Iranian armoured cavalry. I've already taken a beating. Where is your general? Right, he's over there. I'll pass him along next turn, but we need to break this unit. Turn there, because they can't contest the flank attack anymore. Next turn, and hold on a second, we've still got the foot skirmishers to deal with. Pull them back so they're no longer within stationary archer range. Because I don't actually want my skirmishers to die. Yeah, we're going to have to let them go. Our own skirmishers are in way too vulnerable a position here. Yeah, just pull the skirmisher force back for now. We can bring them in again as a harassment force later on. We really need to start focusing on the main battle that's about to occur. Next turn. This unit's going to get absolutely riddled with arrows. And they've got reserve cavalry as well, that could be a problem. This is why I didn't want to come out and fight. Fingers crossed that's the end of them. Right, since they're standing there exposed on their own, I don't want to waste my ammo, because I know I've got a long firefight ahead of me. They're now sitting out there on their own though. Don't want to harass them there. Because my focus has to be on the firefight. We're not well positioned, but let's at least fall back here. So need to murder those light javelin. What I'll do is I'll pull these archers further back, that way they've got, this group has somewhere to fall back into, so they're at least in line. Right, try and finish them off with the chariots, please. Right. The rest of these archers should... Actually, this might not be such a bad place to hold a battle. Because at the end of the day, these archers will... but they're more heavily armoured than us. I mean, I'm going to have to fight the infantry somewhere. I reckon we might as well just turn and face the oncoming immortals. Right, so that's what we'll do. And next... oh, hold on a second. There we go. Next turn. I didn't... right, they're spreading out to attack us there. So that Sparabara unit is a major threat. So these units are only protected. The Persian immortals aren't really a great target because they're heavily armoured. I want to try and break the units around the Persian immortals rather than the immortals themselves. I'd really rather not actually lose this unit, thank you. Move to here to pin them in place. And they can't turn around to shoot anymore. You know what? This chariot unit is probably going to hate me for doing this, but it will provide a wonderful distraction. Right, hit the Sparabara. Okay, keep hitting the Persian Sparabara. What we're going to do is we're going to move this unit to disrupt the chariots, and they're going to slow down the immortals. And this unit is going to slow down the Sparabara. That means they can't advance and use their melee abilities against my archers. Now this unit of Persian foot here is a bigger problem. So we can also start to shoot their lead units. I think that's all for now. Begin to lead them round. We're going to hit. That means we're also threatening the flanks of these units, so that will slow their progress down even further. They are going to die horribly. Don't worry about it. And since they've been, that will hopefully slow them down a lot. Let's see. But they're going to hit this unit anyway. But then they wouldn't have the height advantage. Now leave the archer units in place. Okay, next turn. Okay, utterly pointless retreats. One volley. It wasn't even a full. It wasn't even a stationary volley. I'd rather have them chasing me about than taking stationary fire. What is this unit going to do? Because it's pretty much dead already. Let's hammer that dangerous unit of Sparabara foot that's coming straight towards us. You guys are oriented that way. Fire that way then. And you, I suppose we'll have to turn. Yes, I'm starting to see the flaws in my plan here. All of that, we couldn't even cause a cohesion test. Good. Okay, that's what we desperately needed. That. Who has this group's where is this group's general? Well, never mind. But we don't want him being lost. Fire here. Excellent. Threaten the immortals with a side charge. No, they'll just charge forward. Okay, just thoroughly pin this group in place then. And since they've already disrupted, let's start pecking away at the immortals. Now, since they've drawn their skirmishers back, we can also have a go at the enemy Sparabara foot. Probably means death for the skirmishers, but anything that the turn to face here. Anything that the Sparabara foot are shooting at that's light isn't my heavy units. Next turn. Okay, good, no panic. There. Interesting theory. Okay, these two units are probably toast. We do not want them breaking near my battle lines. God. And this, I wish they hadn't managed to move the immortals up like that. Our troops are starting to panic now because they're facing melee capable units at short range. Focus on breaking them here. They fragmented them there. Now I need to at least break that Sparabara foot unit to have a chance. So that is our first priority. Good. Okay. Well, with that, not all is actually lost. Not yet, anyway. Right, we are going to have to confront this Immortals unit, so let's start to inflict fire damage on them. Hang on, I've got an idea. So we move to here. And I'm almost tempted to engage in melee, actually. Let's shoot them in the face. Move around to here. That at least gets our disrupted units away from the rest of the army. Makes it less likely that they'll panic. Now everyone else pile into the Immortals. Try and cause a cohesion test this time. Nope, no luck. Bring in our skirmishers as well. Engage everything we've got. Right, we can at least delay contact for a turn. We've got the Sparabara foot coming up. You know, they do actually have a choice of targets here. Depending on what the enemy engaged, they could expose themselves to a... I'm going to do something that looks... Yeah, none of these decisions are good. Fine. At least we caused the cohesion test. Now let's continue shooting these guys to death. That would be the units I'd like to charge with if I got the cohesion test. Okay, they held firm. We will eventually win there, I'm not too worried about that. I am worried about that. Next turn. Interesting, they chose to shoot instead of engage. Let's resolve this first, because we know it's going to be bad. Right, if we can get that unit disrupted, because we've got lots of stationary fire from well-ordered bowmen. Well done, turn around, hold them off. Now murder that unit there. See. If we can cause the break. Excellent! Oh, fantastic! Fantastic work, men. We are definitely going to go then for the fragmentation on that unit. Let's see. No, we're not done yet. Not now. That Persian advance was looking very dangerous just a turn ago. They're not looking so pretty now, are they? Alright. Charge. Yep, because we are now much more likely to just be able to get the frag on them. And we need to, because these cavalry are closing in on us. Now we're at 33%. I only need a few more routes to win. I'm actually very close to victory now. Next turn. Whoops. Try and stay alive if you can, guys. You might delay the end of the battle otherwise. And also, I would like to keep you alive if at all practicable. It's not a military necessity, it is nice. There go our useful chariots. Should have seen that coming. For anyone who thinks I've already won the battle, there is always time for a last-minute catastrophe. Thank you, sir. May I have another? We're going for the auto break there. Of course, the immortals aren't going to panic just because a unit broke next to them. But can you see it? And that should be the end of the battle, because there's no way they are going to break so many of my units that they recover from that in a turn. So these guys are going to eat us, unfortunately. We'll fire here again into their backs, turn to face the threat. And I want just mow down that unit of Sparabara this turn. Hit them with everything we've got. Try and go for the auto break. Don't even care about the immortals now. Killing them was never an option. Ah, come on. One more volley. Nope. I don't have anything more to give. This is, well, dangerous is understating it. Honestly, why don't you guys just avoid that fight? No point in standing around waiting for the auto break to finally happen. Again, this entire side of the battlefield is one I'd like to escape, if it's all possible. What thing is that they are pretty much coming to kill my chariots there. And we'd have to take a round of fire from the Persian immortals. So not really great options all around. Well, it's that or stay and get murdered by cavalry. If I position this unit here, it might at least avoid this unit getting flanked. We only need to hold out for another turn. Let's just get this over and done with. You guys are also going to die, unfortunately. Right, let's just... We know we're going to be hit with a bit of a backhand blow before the enemy army finally breaks. Let's just... That was cool. Let's just endure it and see if the worst happens. So they are almost certainly going to break. They held their ground. Impressive. That was less impressive though. But to be fair, those archers have just had a bad day of it. Half volley on my Elamite chariots. Doesn't really matter. That... Oh, their immortals are low in ammo. I would call that a pretty good result. On the other hand, I'd also call that a pretty easy battle. Well, we'll draw without instance. I've been Napoleon Complex. Thank you for watching this video, and I will hopefully see you in the historical battle later on today. Unless it goes horribly, in which case, call the speller, I guess. Farewell.